so much for having us and having fun in Ghana. So my name is Ade Olowo. I'm president. I work for African coach for the Christian Alliance of Orphans in Texas. So it's been fun coming in from Texas here in Ghana. I've had so much fun, but I haven't eaten Ghanaian food yet. So hopefully I'm excited to eat one very soon. So I'm excited to eat.
Thank you. Ade is in America now, from Nigeria. So I'd like to acknowledge a very special group. These are ESCO members of the Association of Orphanages in different states. So if you're a network member, I'm seeing the state coordinator of Plateau with the person of Mrs. Kempia Nyaba, your summit. And I'd like to acknowledge our sponsors, Back-to-Back Ministries. The country director is here, Nigeria, Mr. Aziz Kalu is here. And then we have the regional director of Trauma Free World in our midst. I'd like to acknowledge Ms. Ene Ojo. Welcome. Thank you. You're such a blessing. Thank you for being here. So I would like to just share a few words and just kick us off as we begin this summit. And the question is, why are we here? The first thing I'd like to say is we are here, and if you're sitting in this room, you're here because you know, and this is not just talk, but this is the reality for you, that children matter. Children all over the world, children in Africa, children in Asia, children in North America, everywhere in the world, children matter. But we are even more focused on vulnerable children. And that's why we're here. And because they matter to you and I, that's why we're taking this particular step to gather together and to begin to deliberate on issues that concern these children. WACS is an idea that was dropped in our hearts because of what we saw. And so for those of you who attended the first one in Nigeria, you know that we mentioned to you, Ade and I, that every time we would be working and engaging across the globe and talking to people across the globe on matters that deal or that affected our children, we would get amazing stories, testimonies, successes about work that had been done in other climes, whether it is in North Africa, South Africa, East Africa. But then we were not hearing about West Africa. Amazing people were doing amazing work in West Africa, but we could not pinpoint and we couldn't access data or evidence of the work, the great work that people were doing across West Africa. And so that was what propelled us and pushed us to even begin to conceive the idea and begin to take steps to engage with you and other well-meaning, active advocates of care reform across this region and beyond, to sit down and say, what can we do about it? And what can we do about it? That question is what drove us to take the steps. And the first step was to begin to identify people in West Africa who are engaging and working with vulnerable children, children in care. And these are children that had been in care, some 1 year, 2 years, and some children had been in care for over 15 years. So we asked the question, what is the fate of these children? What and who will determine the future outcomes of these children? And that was why we took the step. And when we took the step, we invited everyone, and we call it the Village Square in Africa. We invited everyone to gather. We say, come and gather for a village meeting. And the village meeting was the West African Village Meeting. And that was the first one. And when we invited stakeholders, family members, government, we were want to learn from them today. So we will be hearing from various countries across Africa and across the world. The second thing is we want to be able to see how the network and organizations and key stakeholders and governments will be able to put family strengthening at scale, promoting family strengthening at scale, but to also see how we can advocate for increased government budget allocation, which would be channeled toward prevention, reunification, and family support programs, ensuring that children can remain safely within families whenever possible. You and I will agree that family strengthening is costly, it takes time, but it's possible. That's what we want to talk about. Finally, for me, I'd like to say that I am grateful that you are here. So while we begin to deliberate and while we begin to look at what our countries have and the work that you're doing, I'd like you to stay focused on one thing: our children matter. Orphan children, our children, vulnerable children, our children. And we want to see that our children become well-functioning, active participants in nation building across the region of West Africa. So once again, thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for believing in this cause. And thank you for walking this journey with us thus far. Thank you, and God bless you. Have a good time.
Thank you so much, Sandra. Yeah, like Sandra said, we're excited that you are here. This is a journey that we want to take with everybody. This is not a idea and Sandra's idea. This is our idea in West Africa. So for me, when I got a job with the Christian Alliance offers in the US, like Sandra said, many things have been happening in Eastern Africa and Southern Africa and from Nigeria. I wanted to say, okay, actually, we have to do something in West Africa. So we are very excited to hear. The next thing we want to talk about is strengthening legal
you so much for accommodating me. I was supposed to speak at 1 o'clock, but I have a very important meeting at the Office of the President, so I'll have to take it. So thank you for accommodating me. I'm here to speak on Ghana's care reform journey. But before I speak about what has been done, I want to briefly set the stage, because what is happening around our children right now has never been more than urgent. We saw a video in Ghana a few days